Hello, everyone. Welcome back and welcome to another QtDay talk. We're just about to watch the recorded talk called How to Improve Productivity with Qt on Mobile, Desktop, and Embedded by Filippo Scognamiglio. So let's go ahead and bring him on for you all to meet him, and then we'll watch the video. So hello there, Filippo.
Hello, guys.
And welcome to QtDay. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
It's a pleasure, yeah. So let me tell you all about Filippo here. He was born and raised in Pavia, where he also studied computer programming. He has been an Android developer for a few years and later joined Felgo to create amazing to create amazing apps with Qt and QML. He believes in open source. He has worked with Qt on Ubuntu Touch, where it was still a thing, and developed cool RetroTerm as a pet project. And this is also a little bit inside the presentation, as well as many other projects. So in this talk, you will learn how to better use the time Qt developers spend on writing software. And you will learn how to increase the efficiency by using Qt-specific tools and frameworks and learn new tips to accelerate your software development process with Qt. All right, so before the video, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I think the introduction was perfect, so we can go on.
All right. Fantastic. Well, then we'll see you all after the video. This one is in two parts, so we'll have a 5-minute break in between. And if anyone has questions, please direct them to the Q&A chat with the question mark button on it, and we'll do those live at the end. So see you then.
Hi, and welcome to Improve Productivity with Qt on Mobile, Desktop, and Embedded. I'm Filippo, and I'm a Senior Software Engineer at Felgo. In this talk, we'll see how you can leverage the Felgo tools and the Felgo SDK to improve your Qt applications and your speed in developing them. So without further ado, let's introduce Felgo, which is a company based in Austria, both a Qt technology partner and a Qt service partner. It has been on the field for more than 10 years, working with Qt, extending it, and we really love the way Qt is turning out. We want to make it the best possible cross-platform solution. In all these years, we learned a lot, and you can leverage some of this knowledge using our Felgo tools and Felgo SDK. So what about me? Well, by day, as I said, I'm a software engineer at Felgo. By night, I generally wear my Batman suit and I mostly work on open source applications. I'm also the author of the Qt-based cool RetroTerm terminal emulator. So the Felgo SDK is composed by two main parts. The first one is the Felgo SDK itself, which extends Qt with more than 200 new APIs. These APIs have a pretty wide range, so they go down to native integrations such as access to native APIs, contacts, dialogues and stuff like that, and native styling of Qt widgets. It also includes a set of tools which will allow you to develop applications at a much faster rate, and it supports all the platforms supported by Qt itself. We have more than 200 successful projects, and on average, we can save around 20 to 80 hours of development for each developer per month. And we're going to see how. So Felgo has more than 3 million downloads in Play Store and Apple App Store. And the idea is that out of the box, you should be able to create outstanding UI and UX experiences for your user without much fiddling into the details of Qt or native code. Everything should work out of the box as much as possible. And we should also allow the UI to be adaptive and themable so that you can actually create your own branded version of the toolkit that we provide. We also aim to provide access to native features provided by Google or Apple platforms. So let's start by defining how the development cycle generally works. So you generally write some code, you save your source files, which then get compiled into an executable. The executable is then deployed onto devices, and then you test the results of your development. And this cycle keeps going on and on and on until your application is complete and ready for your customers. So how can we improve it using the Felgo tools? Okay, so let's concentrate a bit instead of this whole development process just on a small part, which is the compile deploy vicious cycle. So this is something that you do every day, multiple times a day for each device. You keep pressing Ctrl+R in Qt Creator to create a new application and see how it goes. This can take between 10 seconds to a few minutes, depending on the size of your application, on the amount of native code that you have, and it's repeated for every single device on which you want to test your application. So generally, we are going to have multiple platforms: Android, iOS, desktop, embedded, and it's going to be repeated a lot of times each and every day, because you generally work this way by iteratively improve your code, testing it, deploying it, and keep going in this cycle. We know what that means, right? So we have a lot of spare time between builds, which we can dedicate to what we like. This is not bad per se, but it breaks the flow, and it generally requires you a full context switch, which you're going to pay in the long run. So we are not really designed for multitasking. We just tend to focus on one task, one important task, and keep going on that. So how can we fix this? Well, take a look at QML Hot Reload. With QML Hot Reload, you're basically going to immediately update the running version of your application as soon as you save your source files. In this example, we're seeing on the left a Qt Creator window, and on the right, we do have a desktop application running inside of a Felgo Live client. As you can see, as soon as we press Ctrl+S, changes are immediately applied without a complete redeployment. This is also supporting mobile live clients, which are provided by the Felgo Dev App, which we're going to see in a bit. But you can already imagine how this completely changes the way you work on your code. Coding becomes really iterative. So in this example, we're even accessing separate files, and those are loaded in the same application. It's also very important to note that the application state is preserved. So if you are let's say in a secondary page, in a sub-page with a checked checkbox, and you deploy a new version of the application, you will still be in that sub-page with the very same checked checkbox. How is this even possible? So the Felgo Live server only sends to the connected Felgo Live client what changed, and the Felgo Live client is able to diff the changes in the current QML tree and update only what's needed, preserving what's its normal application state. In this way, the application will always be in a consistent state, and the changes will basically be in real time. This means that you can deploy it on a multitude of devices and a multitude of platforms at the same time. In this example, we have a Qt Quick window, a desktop live client connected on the left, which is also displaying an iOS styling. We have a tablet, an Android tablet, a bit on the right, And as you can see, it has a different DPI, and it's using the Android styling. And we also have an iOS device on the extreme right using the iOS styling. And as you can see again, as you save it, you have 3 new versions deployed instantaneously. Let's summarize a bit the difference. So it works with any Qt and QML project, so no need to Felgo specific project in here. Every Qt and QML application can be run through the Hot Reload server and client. It works with every platform supported by Qt. Yes, that includes WebAssembly. And it integrates with the Felgo Dev App. So we're going to see it in a bit, but it's a custom client for Android and iOS. It works with C++ code, although deploying with C++ code requires an additional step because it's not possible to push binary objects, let's say O file, to a running application. So this native code needs to be bundled with the application itself, which means that if you add a C++ component, you can push this new version, and then this version will start behaving as a Felgo Live client for your QML files. This means that you're going to need to add just 2 lines of code to transform your Felgo application or Qt application into a Felgo Live application. And then all the process is kept the same. This is going to save you around 10 to 20 hours per developer per month, which is kind of a huge saving. So we introduced the Felgo Dev App. And what is it exactly? So the live client is, the Felgo Dev App is a live client implementation for Android and iOS, which means that it can behave as a live client, so like the one we saw before. Which means that if the Dev App is connected on the same network as your development machine, it will be able to see the development machine and receive code directly from that. It's published on Google Play and Apple App Store, and it also includes a lot of examples for all the components which are included in the Felgo SDK, so you can immediately see how the component will look and will behave. It will also include 20 open source demo applications. So these are full-blown applications. We're going to see a few of them later in this presentation, which you can also use as building block to create your own applications. It's also available on desktop and WebAssembly. It also includes the switching theme capabilities. So as we saw before, you are able to select the style of your running application. So if you don't have an iOS device, you can see how it would look on iOS on your Android device or your desktop PC. These are the main screens of the Felgo Dev application. We have the projects page where you can basically see the Connect Desktop button. And you are also going to have a list of cached projects, so you can actually show your friends the application you worked on the night before, if you don't have the development PC with you. There's a list of components, and when you click on each one of these, you can see sample usages and how they will look. There's a list of open source applications written in Felgo. If you click on any of those, they will open up inside the Dev App so you can check them out. And there's also a search page which will allow you to find the best component for your use case. And also you will be able to search for components using GPS as an example and use that as a basis for your applications. Now for the next tool on the list, Felgo Cloud IDE. The Felgo Cloud IDE is a way to write code and Felgo and Qt QML applications directly from within your web browser. It has a full Git integration based on GitLab, and so all your source files are safely stored on your Git repository, and it also includes a live preview written in WebAssembly. So the mechanism we saw before of the live server communicating with the live client is still intact, and it's provided via this integrated view. This also means that it's a full-blown live server running, so it can connect can connect to separate Android devices or iOS devices running the Felgo Live app. So you can deploy it instantaneously there also. And it has integrated documentation like Qt Creator. So if you have any doubt on a Qt or a Felgo component, you can check that out. We can see here the Felgo Cloud IDE in all its glory. On the left side, you see all the source files. There's an editing file open in the middle, like Qt Creator basically. And there's the integrated live preview on the right. This is Tima, our own Jira work logs. You can find it on Google Play. Let's now move to cloud builds, which are a continuous integration and continuous delivery system for Qt projects. This is going to really simplify the deployment of especially mobile applications. So basically, you connect a Git repository or any other repository to the backend, and as soon as you push a new commit, it's going to generate a new artifact, which you can later publish on Google Play or Apple App Store. If you want to take one step further, we can also manage the publishing for you. And this is going to really simplify all the deployment processes. You can host it yourself on-premise, or you can leverage our own servers. As you can see here, there's some kind of configuration needed. And once you specify the repository and which kind of target platforms are you going to need, you can also customize a bit of building steps, such as the SDK and NDK versions used on Android, the Xcode version on iOS, all the signing configuration for publishing on stores, so you can customize it to suit exactly your needs. It's now time to move to the Felgo SDK, so the meaty part inside the Felgo SDK. But first, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a jiff.
All right, everyone. Like he said, we are going to take a 5-minute break. So let's say we're back here at 53 past the hour. Have a nice break. All right, everyone, welcome back from the break. We're going to watch the second half of the video now. So stay tuned afterwards for the live Q&A session with Filippo. Thanks.
Welcome back. Let's dive into the Felgo SDK, shall we? We insisted in the bottom part of this cycle, the compile deploy phase, and how the tooling improved that. But how does the Felgo SDK improve the code part? So literally, how many lines of code are you going to write when using the Felgo SDK compared to standard Qt? Let's see a real-world example. This is the QtWS or Qt World Summit application. This was for the 2019 conference, and as you can see, the official Qt application was about 23k lines of code, composed by around 7k lines of QML and 15k of C++ code. So as we can see, rewriting the application with Felgo saved more than 90% of lines of code. So basically, the 7k lines of QML became less than 2k, and 15k lines of C++ code magically disappeared. The real estate application is another good example. This is a reference application that was implemented in a lot of different languages, and it's used to test the verbosity of such languages or frameworks. As we can see, the Felgo implementation is not only shorter than the Qt implementation, but it's also a lot shorter compared to all the other native or cross-platform frameworks that were tested. But how is that possible? It's really no black magic. Just take a look at this. This is a reference cheat sheet of Felgo components and Qt components. The one highlighted in orange are all the components that Felgo adds on top of the black ones, which are standard Qt components. But what do they cover? This is a breakdown of some of the features that the Felgo SDK includes. So for starters, we have native mobile UI and UX, both on Android and iOS, as you can see in the picture on the left. We have native dialogues, which act and behave like native dialogues because very often those are native dialogues. We have native sheet support on iOS. We have file handling without the need to dive deep into C++ code. We have sharing support, which integrates with the sharing capabilities of the underlying platform. So a share on Android feels like a native Android share. We have styling and theming on top of those mobile widgets. We have display note support or cutouts. We have material design cards. We have material design guidelines in general on Android. You can have a YouTube player, a pull to refresh handler, activity indicators, and many, many more components which are not listed in here. Sometimes different platforms have completely different designs. Sometimes it might be enough to just style a few properties differently to achieve a native look and feel. Here we're going to take a look at navigation, which basically is how pages are going to be arranged inside your application. As you can see on the left side here, we do have an iOS device with a bottom navigation and 2 tabs on top. The same navigation on Android can be achieved using a side menu and the top tabs. On Android, you can also have the bottom navigation in the latest guidelines. So is there a way to simply state how your pages should be arranged and the SDK can take the native platform style and create a consistent user experience? The answer is yes. And on the left, you can see the QML code needed to achieve that. Does this abstract navigation component which takes a navigation item, which is basically a destination. And the destination is going to be rendered differently on iOS and on Android. And of course, you can use the one you prefer or follow the system guidelines. Moreover, navigation is a bit different on desktop. And we need to take into account that different devices have different DPIs and different screen sizes. So the navigation is responsive. As you can see here, when we're going to change the DPI density and the screen, the user interface will change accordingly in order to provide the best user experience. The desktop component also includes a custom sidebar, which you can see right here on the left side, which is not visible in the Android or iOS implementations. Another feature which is completely handled by the Felgo SDK is support for notch displays, or as they call it on Android, display cutouts. Sometimes, on recent devices, the whole display area has a dent in it, and you need to manage it differently compared to the rest of the screen, because this area can hide some content of your user interface. It becomes very easy using the Felgo SDK. You have a simple property which is called useSafeArea. When you set this property to true, that QML item is forced to be completely visible, so with no overlapping gesture area or display cutouts. If you still want to draw beneath this area inside of it, you can still take full responsibility of your code, managing the fact that your UI might not be visible at all times, using the useSafeArea equals to false. Writing the application logic and the UI, it's only a part of developing a full solution for your customers. Sometimes you need to monetize your application in order to make it commercially viable. And Felgo provides you with plugins to integrate ads or in-app purchases. You can even create some stores with a virtual currency that the user can use to purchase products or services within their application. You often need to measure what the users are doing in order to avoid some pitfalls in the user flow. And very often you need to engage them with push notification to bring them back to your solution. You can even integrate the game network, which basically includes a full social-like experience when users can have scoreboards and compare the results with their friends. You sometimes need to have a storage, either local or in the cloud, and you can integrate Firebase or the Felgo storage cloud solution that you can use to save some data and sync it with other devices. You can even have a backend as a service using Felgo Cloud or Firebase, so the user can actually exchange this data in order to create more immersive user experiences. As we can see here, we have a wide set of plugins included in Felgo SDK. Most of these are based on native SDKs for Android and iOS, but you can use them directly from QML code without the need to dive into native platform code or even C++. Let's just take a brief example here. This is an AdMob ad, and look how it is integrated only using QML components. The source code on the right is complete, so it can be run, and it's just missing the ad unit ID, which you can get from the AdMob website. As you can see, this is a normal QML component which you can use with anchors or all the standard positioning that you can have inside QML applications. Felgo also comes with an advanced augmented reality and machine learning plugins. And in this example, we're using Wikitude to render 3D objects on top of a camera stream. This in the backend is using TensorFlow and TensorFlow Lite in order to create a believable experience. Let's now move to showcase some of the products that you are actually able to create using Felgo. These are all open source applications. You will find them bundled into the Felgo Dev App, and you can use it to build your own application on top of those. Let's start with this. This is Stima, our very own Jira tracker. At Felgo, we use it every day to track time spent on each task. As you can see, it has a very easy and intuitive UI, and the user interface is responsive by using Felgo components, so it adapts very well to phones, tablets, and desktops. It works both in mobile and desktop clients, and it even has a full text search to look for issues or tasks. We also have a music player which vaguely resembles Spotify, which can show you the kind of custom UIs that you're able to create using Felgo SDKs. So in this example, we went a bit away from the platform styling to adopt a custom layout and a custom user experience. That's why the iOS and Android versions of this application look very similar. As you can see, you can create pretty complex and advanced user interfaces with Felgo. We also have a workout app. As you can see on the left, we have a social network-like feed, which gets populated with your achievements, your workout achievements. As you can see, this application integrates with map data and GPS recordings, which are kept in the background as you train yourself. If you're wondering, on the left, that's not fake data, that's a CTO, that's a real bike ride. Anyway, and on the right, you can see we have a custom profile page, which includes some custom charts. Getting started with Felgo is very easy. Just go to our website, felgo.com/download, get the online installer, and follow the on-screen steps. In the end, you will have your own separate version of Qt Creator, which includes the Felgo plugins and Qt versions. So they won't interact with your current Qt installation, and you can keep them installed alongside. If you prefer instead to add Felgo on top of your current Qt installation, just grab it from the marketplace at the link below and follow the steps there. So let's hear it from the customer, and let's try to summarize a bit what we discussed in this presentation. This is Oliver Kuss, who's a senior Qt developer and Felgo customer, and he basically stated that using Felgo saved him about 50% of development time compared to plain Qt. This is again no black magic, and it generally happens because Felgo solves for you a lot of problems which you will find while developing the application, being either platform consistent or simply just using plugins which are already there in QML for you. There are even more comments. As you can see, there's this recurring topic of mobile platforms, so supporting all the different nuances of each platform and having the right tools which are going to increase your productivity. At the end of the day, all the savings that Felgo provides will pile up, and we estimate them to account around 20 to 80 hours per developer per month. This is due to the fact that most of the components are already implemented for you, most of the issues are already solved for you, and out of the box you will have a great user experience and user interface, which if you want, you can customize. You're going to have better Qt applications, smaller Qt applications with a lot less code compared to standard Qt, and faster development time due to the many different tools that Felgo provides. If you wish to do so, we also offer Felgo professional services. So Qt training and workshop if you want to deepen your knowledge of Qt, C++, QML, or even Felgo components. And also Qt development service if you want your application developed for you. We can also add support for you or even actually code it for you. Thank you very much for listening, and it's now time for the Q&A.
There we are. All right, everyone, welcome back. We're ready to go live with Filippo now to answer any questions you have. So feel free to type them in the Q&A chat now while we bring him live.
Hello there again.
Hi, welcome back, Filippo. First of all, thank you so much for your contribution. We're really happy to have you here at QtDay, even if it is virtually.
Thank you very much. I'm also very happy to be here, and you've done an amazing job organizing it online completely. So
thank you very
kudos
much.
for that.
Yeah, we appreciate the Qt team. They've all been great for that. So before we get into the Q&A, do you have anything you wanted to add or anything you want to say about your participation in QtDay?
No, just say I'm very proud. I've watched some of the talks, and they were really great. So very high quality content. So I'm very happy to be even a small part of it. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we're happy to have you here. And one good thing about it is that since it is virtual this year, we can have more people who might not normally be able to come from other places of the world. So that is one good side, I guess, to having it virtual. So. Yeah. All right. So I don't see if anyone has any questions. Yeah, it's. I guess that means it's all very clear.
Completely clear for everyone.
Fantastic. All right. Well, if that's the case, I guess we'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully next year we get to do it live and meet you in person.
I really hope to do so.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Filippo. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone, and thank you all for watching as well. So if you liked this talk, you can rate it on the agenda page of the Bizabo QtDay conference site. So now we'll have a 1-hour break before the next talk, which is at 4:50, called QML Prototyping, Creating Production-Ready and Reusable Code by Alexandra Bettoni. So we will see you after the break. Take care.